Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of Horror Hands, and this is going to be the 4th annual 24-hour horror movie marathon. So for the next 24 hours I'll be doing nothing but watching back-to-back horror movies. And as promised, the theme of this one is going to be Video Nasties. Yes, it's going to be a 24-hour Video Nasties marathon. I'm going to be watching a number of the films from either Section 1 or Section 2 of the infamous Video Nasties movies that were seized and prosecuted here in the UK. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, I have no idea which Video Nasties I'll be watching. This is going to be a complete surprise to me. What I've done is my girlfriend has picked some numbers at random in there, 14 or 15 different numbers, and whichever ones I pick will equate to which Video Nasty I will be watching. I've got them all listed and numbered here, so yeah, we'll see what she picks. Again, I have no idea. I haven't got a clue what movies she's picked. I'll be very interested to see, and these movies will comprise the 24-hour Video Nasties marathon. I'm going to get it started in a minute. I've got my my best mates coming round to give me some company for the first two movies, which will be nice. I've got the snacks. I'll let you know what we've got lined up in that respect. So yeah, hopefully this will be fun. It'll be tough, but we'll see how we go. This is the 24-hour Video Nasties marathon. Okay guys, so I've got a lineup of snacks and food and things to keep me going over the 24 hours, and I know you guys like to see what's fueling me along the way. So we've got some popcorn. Can't have a movie marathon without popcorn, some chocolate buttons, some cookies, like Oreo style cookies. I got some fruit, just so I'm not eating rubbish all the time, so some grapes and these little nifty fruit packs. My girlfriend's very kindly made me up some pasta to keep me going. Me and my mate are going to have a meat feast pizza along the way. Got some of the essential energy drinks, Red Thunder, which sounds like a weird B-movie action film. Some chocolate cereal. I'm a devil for chocolate cereal. I've got the taste buds of an 8-year-old, but love things like that. Some more chocolate, and of course lots and lots of coffee, which will be getting me through the next 24 hours. So I'll be consuming as much of this as I can along the way. But it's coming up to 1 o'clock, so planning to start this about 1 PM. And yeah, let's find out what the first film is. Okay, time to pick the first movie, find out which is the first Video Nasty I will be watching on this 24-hour marathon. Like I say, I have no idea what she will have picked. First number is 66. So let's have a look on the old chart what we'll be watching. And okay, right, this is probably a good one to start with, to be honest, because doing this one towards the end of the marathon would be a real grueling challenge. The first movie in this marathon is Unhinged. So yeah, I know a couple of people actually wanted to see this one, and if you see 66, the number on the chart, if you can see that, 66 is Unhinged. So okay, let's get this one on and let's get this marathon going. Right, I've got Unhinged loaded up and ready to go. So I'm here with a good friend of mine, Daniel, sporting a very cool t-shirt from what I can see. Oh, look at that, a Horror Hands t-shirt.
I'm an official Horror Hands fanboy, I think.
So, right, so it's almost 1 PM in the afternoon. We're starting with Unhinged. So, you're a fellow...
I've never seen this. It looks good from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, so Daniel's a fellow Video Nasty enthusiast and a very good friend of mine, best friend of mine, which is why he's here. So you've not seen this. It's been a while since I've seen Unhinged. It's Unhinged isn't a bad film. It's very slow, very sleepy. It's got a couple of good deaths in it from what I remember. But I think it's, again, the lurid artwork that probably got this one into trouble. So it will be fun to revisit this one. And as I say, I'm glad that I'm doing this one early on rather than later on. So yeah, let's...
looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Let's watch Unhinged. So yeah, Unhinged is more of kind of like a stilted, slow burn movie where these three young girls, they have a car crash and are taken in by these ladies that live in this dark gothic mansion, and yeah, it's all just a bit kind of creepy. Not a terrible film, but if you're looking for like the usual video nasty carnage, you don't really get it in this film. We're still early on into it, but yeah, I'm quickly reminded as to the slow nature of this one. Okay, so we're going to start with the first meal of the day, a meat feast pizza. Oh yeah, so meat feast and Unhinged. Yeah, so we're enjoying our meat feast pizza. Daniel, what do you think of Unhinged so far?
I think it's great. It's got great ambient vibes. I love the 80s synth music. It works very well for this dark and gothic film. I'm already thinking of theories and things. There's a girl who's missing, has not been on screen for a while. I suspect she's already kicked the bucket.
Mm-hmm. So. Okay, oh that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, it is an interesting film. Definitely the premise is intriguing as to what's going on in like this weird old dark house setting. It is kind of a quirky one for a video nasty in the sense.
Yeah, very strange that it met the video nasties criteria.
Yeah, I'll probably say that a few times throughout this marathon, but Unhinged is definitely one that makes you scratch your head a little bit as to what they thought was so offensive about it.
Well, on that note, censorship itself is unhinged, so there's no logic to it.
Very well put. Right, okay, that is Unhinged, the first movie in this marathon. Thoughts on that?
I thought it was excellent.
Wow.
I was very surprised at this one. I was immediately struck by how much dialogue is in this movie. Very dialogue heavy, almost like a novel level of dialogue.
Yeah.
And further to my comments earlier about censorship, I think this movie has genuine literary merit. Considering it's a low budget sort of slasher film, I think it really has something to say. It's well worth a watch. If you have never watched it, pick yourself up a copy of this film.
I'm glad you enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of it. Sorry to counter it in that way. It's a little slow for me. I do like the atmosphere, the house, and there is some intrigue going on here. I think the problem it has is having a video nasty label, because it's such kind of like, a lot of it feels like a Miss Marple drama.
It's the most unusual video nasty I've ever seen. It's certainly, I don't know why it was put on the list.
No, it's definitely, it's got its merits. I'm so glad you enjoyed it so much. I wouldn't be quick to watch it again.
I do like slow ambient films.
Yeah, so this really agreed with you. Yeah. But yeah, definitely good to see Unhinged again. I've not seen it for a long time. And interesting way to start the marathon off. So it's time is it now? 2:20 in the afternoon. So we'll move on to the second movie. Okay, guys. So following Unhinged, I'm about to dip back into the bowl and pick the next movie. Let's see what we're going to be watching next. Okay, we have number 52, which is, interesting. Okay, next up we have Night of the Bloody Apes. This is late 60s, the Mexican movie. Now, this one doesn't seem to be all that popular. I've only seen it the once and actually had a real blast watching this one. Just to show you if I can get it in there. 52, Night of the Bloody Apes. So yeah, this one will be fun to watch again. This one's got a bit of everything from what I remember. Some gore, some good creature effects, some Mexican wrestling. So yeah, this one should be a good one. So next up on the marathon, it's Night of the Bloody Apes. Okay, ready to go with Night of the Bloody Apes. As you can see, it's got some good creature moments in it, this one. I think that might be why I enjoyed this one last time. So yeah, it will be fun to reevaluate this one. As I say, I've only seen it the once when I got this Blu-ray, and it was a pretty wacky experience, if I remember it correctly. This is a new one for you as well.
It is. I do own this film, but I've not got around to watching it yet. Shame on me.
Cool.
I like all the Mexican films I've seen so far. Are excellent.
Yeah, you do get some good horror movies in the world of Mexican cinema. So anyway, we'll get this one on, and we'll come back later and let you know what we think. We're on the Racer chocolate bars at the moment, which I like. They're like Snickers, but kind of nicer, aren't they?
I like them better than Snickers.
Yeah, so yeah.
They're chewier.
Yeah, they are. So yeah, Racer chocolate bars whilst we watch Night of the Bloody Apes. I think this is one of those scenes that you see in older movies which are supposed to be taking place at night, but is clearly shot in the middle of the day. So I imagine one of the things that got this movie into trouble, we're just watching it now, is there's a graphic scene of like real life open heart surgery.
Yeah.
Like a close up of someone's torso being cut open and the beating heart being fondled about. It's pretty strong stuff.
I'm very squeamish about medical stuff.
Yeah.
I love horror movies, but medical stuff gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. So I imagine that may have been the thing that probably tipped them over the edge when it came to this movie, because other than that, it's quite a hokey little monster movie. But yeah, the open heart scenes in this were pretty strong.
Some very interesting translation,
slight
translation errors.
Yeah, which just make
quite enjoyable.
Yeah. So here's the monster in question in this one. It's like this guy who gets a heart transplant with a gorilla, which turns him into this half human, half ape monster, and he sort of runs around the town terrorizing people. It's pretty good so far. It's a step up from Unhinged in terms of violence and gore, but yeah, what do you think?
It's an interesting twist on the Frankenstein tale.
Yeah.
It's clearly the Frankenstein trope, but instead of an undead monster, you've got a half ape monster.
Yeah, inside like a 60s Mexican horror film. Feels a bit like a 50s movie though as well, for me.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, fun movie so far. Okay, that was Night of the Bloody Apes. I enjoyed that. Okay, I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I enjoyed watching it again. It's a pretty wild movie. Bit of everything in that. Bit of like creature feature, bit of science fiction. Quite a lot of like nudity and gore for a 60s film. You've made a good point.
Yeah, I thought it had one foot in sort of old cinema and one foot in the new cinema. It had the sort of the ambience and feel of a 50s film. The music was very reminiscent of something like Creature from the Black Lagoon, but it had way more gore and nudity than a 50s film ever would dare.
Yeah.
So it's like a film that doesn't quite know where it is yet.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely has a lot of 50s elements, but with a more of like a grindhouse feel to it.
It sort of presaged the coming of the exploitation film.
Yeah. Did you like it as a film?
I liked it, yeah.
I see a lot of negative reviews for this one. I think it's a fun one. It doesn't necessarily scream video nasty, but I think it's a decent kind of campy, gory 60s creature feature. So yeah, again, good to see this one again. So that is that's the second film down in this marathon. We'll move on swiftly to the third film. Okay guys, on to the third film after Night of the Bloody Apes. Still going strong. Find out what the next movie is. Let's see what she picked. Okay. Next up is number 42, which is, one of the heavy hitters. Next movie on the list is I Spit on Your Grave. Just to show you, 42, just there. I'm sure this one needs no introduction, one of the most infamous video nasties on the list. So after a couple of introductory movies, we're going for one of the strong ones. So third movie in this marathon is I Spit on Your Grave. Okay, here we go with I Spit on Your Grave. My girlfriend's picked a good one here. You a fan of this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am. I've got the cut version. I've never ever seen the uncut version.
Oh wow, okay.
And I've got a bit of a story about this one.
Yeah.
I was into like what I thought was horror movies, like back in the day, like mainstream things like Resident Evil and some Stephen King movies and Hammer films, stuff like that. And I thought I was like really in there with the hardcore horror movies. And then I dived straight into this film. And I don't think I made it all the way through. When I tried, when I first watched it when I was like 16, I don't think I made it all the way through.
Yeah, okay.
And I do have it now and watch it, and I like it now, but I've never seen the uncut version.
Okay, well you're in for a treat. It is a pretty strong film. I mean, like the RAPE scene is really strong still to this day. And then of course some of the subsequent things that she does to them, although rather deserved, are pretty brutal. I would think it's strange. Miyazaki, who directed this, was like married to Camilla Keaton at the time. Like, it's a strange film to cast your wife in. I always think, maybe that's just me, I don't know. But anyway, it would be very good to get this one on. It's been a long time since I've seen I Spit on Your Grave, but it's definitely one of the stronger and better of the video nasties. So this should be good.
So if any movie is a popcorn movie, it's definitely this one. So I've got some popcorn now. And I want to take this time to express something that I've talked to Bryn about a lot of times is, with a lot of these particularly nasty movies, not necessarily the ones on the video nasties list, but kind of hard horror films like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and this one, etc. I've always thought that city-dwelling Americans have a very strange relationship with their country brethren, because whenever you have farmland or a rural setting, the rural natives are invariably portrayed as uneducated, backwards, uncleanly, disgusting, inbred, mutant. There's no redeeming qualities about country folk in Hollywood movies. I always thought that was a very strange observation. It's almost like a form of intra-country racism.
Yes, it's an interesting observation. I know what you mean.
Because not all rural people can be like this.
Yeah.
I don't live in a rural location, but it can't be like this.
Yeah. Let us know. If you're watching from the States, let us know what that like city-country relationship is really like. Is there that stark contrast to what you kind of get in these movies? I know what you mean. It's very much...
It's a very unfavourable representation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I was a farmer or a country person, I'd be quite offended at the way I was being portrayed in movies.
Yeah. It's very much kind of like if you step out into the rural setting, bad things will happen. And
you can't stop in a gas station in the middle of like Utah or you'll be killed or whatever.
Yeah, very much so. Man, I tell you what, props to Camilla Keaton in this movie. She puts herself through it with sort of in the midst of her ordeal, shall we say, right now, and we're kind of just sat in silence,
it's very realistically depicted, and there's a like a bit like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's a subtlety to the performances, not just of Camille Keaton but of the men in the film, that gives it an air of realism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lack of music.
Yes.
Flashy camera angles. Just very stark, matter of fact.
Yeah.
Underwhelmingly brutal, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, makes for some very uncomfortable viewing.
It feels like you're almost watching an R-word documentary rather than a film. It's a very serious take on the material.
Yeah, great movie.
Yes,
I'm reminded what a really good film this is, despite its unpleasantness. I always like this scene in the movie when she goes to the church to kind of like seek forgiveness for what she's about to do. So just a good scene in what's a very exploitative, trashy movie. Yeah, I like that. It was a nice touch to the movie. Damn, that bathtub scene, man. That is rough. And again, very underplayed. No music, no dramatic build-up, anything like that. Really unsettling. Oof. Okay, that's the third film down. I Spit on Your Grave. Wow. So Daniel's had to go for now. Hopefully he'll be back later in the video. But yeah, I Spit on Your Grave. That is a strong and effective movie. One of the ones where I can warrant its place as a video nasty and on the video nasties list. I would never prosecute a film, but it's one of the ones where it's harder to argue against. Yeah, that is a strong movie, and one that you can't really pick apart in terms of being cheesy or hokey. This one is played very seriously to its effectiveness. But as I say, Camilla Keaton is amazing in this. Everyone does a fantastic job in this movie. As I've already said, just the lack of spectacle makes this one all that more disturbing. It's just very blunt and unassuming in what it does, which just makes it even scarier and hard-hitting. I know Daniel compared it in some ways to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It does have a very similar vibe, I think, in a lot of ways. So, yeah, good to see this one. It's still one that I think holds up very well and is still a very nasty movie, but very well done. So good to see I Spit on Your Grave again. It is coming up to 6 PM and I'm going to get the fourth movie on next. Right, okay, we've just had one of the heavy hitters as the third movie in the marathon. Let's see which direction we'll go for the fourth movie. Oh, right. Number 3, early on in the list, we have Anthropophagus the Beast. Okay, this is going to be a cool one that I've not seen for a long time. You see there, right at the top, Anthropophagus the Beast. So Joe D'Amato's kind of weird cannibal movie on that island with George Eastman, or what was his name, Luigi Montefiore was his proper name. So yeah, been many years since I've seen Anthropophagus. I believe I kind of liked it, but I need to get this one on again and check it out. So fourth movie in this marathon, it's Anthropophagus the Beast. Right guys, here we go with this one. Fourth movie in the marathon, 6 PM, still going strong. Anthropophagus. And this is cool. I'm glad this one's popped up. I can't remember the last time I watched this movie, years and years ago. So this will be almost like watching this again from new, because I don't remember a lot about it. I think it's quite slow going, if I if I remember that correctly. But there's a few cool bits with like George Eastman's weird cannibal character in this one. So yeah, I'll come back later and let you know what I'm thinking of Anthropophagus the Beast. So these guys are visiting this isolated island where George Eastman's kind of creature cannibal character is lurking. From what I remember, it picks them off one by one. The movie's not bad, kind of slow, but it's got a good atmosphere to it. Right, got a bit of fruit just to keep this a bit healthy. Whilst Anthropophagus is on, as always, I thought I'd read out your comments along the way, so we'll go through a batch of them here. So, Willie Crane, looking forward to this. I myself couldn't do more than 3 or 4 movies in a row. Hope that your girlfriend doesn't knock you out with a long row of the heaviest ones. And you'd like to see the Beyond, Dead and Buried and Visiting Hours. Good luck, my friend. Maybe you've done it already. Not yet, but thank you. Thank you for that, Willie. Yeah, Dead and Buried would be a great one to come out. That's a fantastic film. But thank you for the support. Richard English, you, sir, are a hero. I don't know about that, but thank you so much. I'm probably more stupid than heroic. Monster Gab, you, sir, are a glutton for punishment and provider of quality entertainment. Thank you for the service. Thank you for that, Tom at Monster Gab. Nordic Dust, love these marathons, can't wait. Always a fun time. Thank you so much for the support. I'm glad you like them. Martin McLaughlin, awesome mate. It's the Video Nasty Roulette. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for the support, Martin. You watch and comment on every single video. I do appreciate it. The Lantern Universe. Really looking forward to this. I never know which movies are in section 1 and 2. So all I can say is I hope you watch something with some crazy zombies or some crazy cannibals, as those ones always seem to entertain me. Yeah, me too. I don't actually like your typical Hollywood zombie movies that much, but love the Italian ones. So glad you're doing another one of these. Good luck and can't wait to see it. Thank you so much. I agree with you. There's something about Italian zombies and cannibals which is just unique. Completely trash, but unique and very enjoyable. Thank you for that. Who is next? Do a few more. Rage Against My Hairline. Yes, can't wait for this, Bryn. Good call. Thank you. Glad you approve. Do another one. Oops. And I've lost them because I'm rubbish with my mobile phone. I'll leave it there and I'll come back to you later with a few more comments. The insanity of the Video Nasties is clearly getting to me early on. Oh, that's a good shot of George Eastman's sinister character there. Causing all kinds of trouble now amongst these people. Okay, that is the 4th movie down in this marathon, Anthropophagus. I don't have all that much to say about it really. I know that's not the most helpful thing to say after watching a movie. It's okay. I hate saying that as well. There's not a lot goes on in it. It's a lot of people walking around this island and the occasional scary thing or gory set piece will happen. Not a bad film, just a little bit slow. I like the atmosphere of the movie. I really like the underground catacomb area with the skeletons. And George Eastman is really good. He has a good screen presence when he's in this movie. He's just not in it enough for me. He's kind of a bit of an afterthought until the end of the movie, and it does kind of pick up and there's a bit of gore here and there. But yeah, just a little bit sleepy is this one. I have to say, for Joe D'Amato, it seems quite refrained. I've seen a lot worse from him in a number of ways. So again, if someone said, you know, I want a recommendation of a horrifying video nasty, Anthropophagus wouldn't come to mind. I don't know, if you want a kind of a slow burn, weird kind of slasher type movie, maybe check this one out. But yeah, definitely not high up on my video nasty recommendations. Not a bad film, as I say, just a bit slow. So what are we on? It is 7:30 p.m. Still going strong, and I'll get the fifth video nasty on next. Okay guys, we are cruising on through with this marathon. 4 movies down. We're on to the 5th one. Let's find out what this is going to be. I have texted my girlfriend and said good choices so far. Right, next up, number 11. Let's see what we're watching next. Oh, okay. Right, this is a good one. I think this will make a lot of you happy. Next up is The Burning. So I know I had a few people say they wanted to see this one. Great pinnacle 80s slasher movie. If you can see there, number 11, The Burning. So yeah, this one is going to be fun. I think this has been on one of my marathons before, I think. So yeah, let's get straight to it. The 5th movie in the Video Nasties marathon, the ever popular The Burning. Okay, here we go with The Burning. I doubt this one needs much of a introduction. This has become a rather popular slasher movie nowadays, which is good to see. When I was a lot younger and first came across this film, I think through like Bitco or something, it wasn't the easiest movie to get hold of. It was quite an obscure slasher at the time, but good to see it's found an audience. But I love The Burning. It's one of my favourite slashers. Very similar to Friday the 13th, which is my favourite franchise. It kind of slots in alongside them really well in terms of being a similar kind of movie. I probably like it more than a couple of the Friday the 13th. But yeah, this one, really good gore, great summer camp setting. Crops is awesome. Yeah, this is. I'm very happy to watch this one again. I'm sure that this was on a previous 24-hour marathon that I did, which will make this the first movie to appear twice in one of these videos, which is fine by me. So yeah, let's get into this, The Burning. I'll let you know later on what I think. But yeah, number 5 on this movie marathon is The Burning. Okay guys, I am gonna make my first coffee of the evening. I've got The Burning on right now. I am watching it, although I know every scene from this movie. So yeah, got a bit of coffee to pick me up, and I'm gonna have a bit of a chocolatey treat with some giant chocolate buttons. I like that kind of thing. So yeah, hopefully this coffee will keep me going for a bit. I've got plenty of this to go at. But yeah, it's definitely be a bit of a pick-up as well, seeing Cropsy do his thing. So coffee, chocolate buttons, and The Burning. The infamous raft scene. I won't show the actual thing so I don't want to get flagged, but this build-up here is one of the greatest kind of leads up to a gory set piece that there is, especially when you've seen the movie and you know what's coming. It makes it even better. But yeah, really well set up moment in the film. Okay, that is The Burning, and Daniel's back. Hello! He wanted more nastiness for the evening, so we got him back, which is great. But yeah, The Burning, I won't spend too long on this. I know most of you'll be aware of this. I've covered it numerous times on the channel, but great movie. If you like 80s slasher films, I don't know why you wouldn't have seen this, but definitely check this out. It's fantastic. Strange for a couple of reasons. Strange that it's never had like a sequel or a remake. It's really suitable for either of those. And strange that it was on the Video Nasties list. It's a pretty standard horror film. It's got the raft scene, which is very violent, but overall it kind of just falls into the general slasher movie zeitgeist of the time, really. But yeah, great to see The Burning again. I know you enjoyed this one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I was sad to have missed this one actually, and Anthropophagus.
I know. I'm sure
they're both great.
we'll watch them at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, that was Burning. We are moving on to the sixth movie, just after 9 p.m. So yeah, we'll get the sixth movie on next.
Okay guys, so we have an all-important snack update here. This was completely spontaneous. I didn't know I'd come back here today. I thought I was just coming around to watch 2 films, but I grabbed a bunch of snacks on the way out. They've already been opened, but they needed eating. So we've got some Middle Eastern falafels there. I absolutely love these things. We've got some Cars cheese melts, Moorish, can't get enough of them. We've got some milk chocolate peanuts here. We've got some salted peanuts here. We've got my favourite extra mature Cornish cheddar cheese here. I can't get through the evening without some cheese and crackers. That's an absolute staple of mine. And we've got some crisps here, a pack of tomato ketchup flavour Walkers, some sticky teriyaki Walkers, a bag of ready salted French fries, and some pickled onion Monster Munch. And I've also got Bryn a curry snack noodle here thing if he needs it in the night.
Mm-hmm. It'll be good to maybe eat some cheesy cheese whilst watching a cheesy video nasty.
Yes,
double
indeed.
cheese. I'm sure that'll happen at some point.
You can never get too much cheese.
Okay guys, let's find out what the sixth movie in this marathon is going to be. Are we going with a more stronger one or more of a dud? Let's have a look. Right, number 44. Let's have a look what that is. Okay, right, yeah, we're going somewhat messed up now. Number 44 is Island of Death. Yeah, this is one messed up movie. As you can see that, number 44, Island of Death. So yeah, my gosh, this has been a while since I've seen this one. Nico Masterakis. A very bizarre entry from him. This is likely to make the evening a little bit interesting. So let's get the next movie on, Island of Death. Right, okay, here we go with the sixth movie of the marathon, Island of Death. My gosh. I am somewhat apprehensive about this one because it is kind of a messed up movie. It's been many years since I've seen it. Not one that I've ever sort of felt too compelled to return to. You've not seen this one, have you?
I've avoided it specifically because of your review of it. I know your opinions of it, so I thought I'd better stay away from this one if even Bryn thinks it's a bit disgusting.
Yeah, maybe I'll change my mind. Like I say, it's been many, many years, but we will see. We're getting into it now, so we'll let you know a bit later what we think of Island of Death. Guys, this movie's been on for like 20 minutes, and I'm like aghast at how perverse this one is.
Yeah, I can tell this one's going to be special.
This is a messed up film. Can't even show you what's going on, but yeah, this one is pretty revolting. Yeah, this is such a bizarre movie, guys. I am eating popcorn while watching it, but it ain't that kind of movie. It basically like this couple go around this Greek island torturing and killing people that they deem as being like perverse, even though they're like the most messed up couple you've ever seen.
Yeah, I feel like it's the movie's making a political statement on religious extremism and hypocrisy. There's a lot of references to God and blasphemy, but the people who are dishing out the pain and the punishment, the zealots, are themselves the most vile and perverted people on the island.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
It's that sort of a statement. It's not done very subtly. It's just sort of like punch in the face, sort of thing.
It's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird movie.
There seems to be an interesting subplot with the FBI. I'm hoping that story gets going soon. It hasn't really emerged yet.
So it looks like the police are onto this couple. There they go. Oh gosh. Feel a little bit delirious after that one. Island of Death. I gotta say, not for me. Not a movie that I like.
I think that movie accomplishes what it set out to do. It was clearly a film about perversion, and it offered a cavalcade of perversion.
Big time.
It accomplished itself in that way. I think it was fine. I mean, the dialogue was fine. The cinematography and directing was fine. And it got a lot of things right. I think the tone, mood, and atmosphere, and the contrast of the very pleasant sort of romantic music with the horrible murders and things that were going on, I thought worked really well. Where this movie fell flat for me is with the plot and the character arcs. In any good story, you need, it's like a wave. You need rising action and falling action. You need moments where tension is building and then tension is released. There was none of that in this movie. It was a flat character arc. It was a series of anecdotes where the couple would do something romantic, then they'd kill someone, then they'd have sex, then they'd kill someone, then they'd have sex, then they killed. It was just on and on and on. And because the film was set from the perspective of the villains, it's very difficult to do. It's extremely difficult to make a villain a sympathetic protagonist that you're supposed to identify with.
Yeah, they're very unlikable.
Yeah, even I imagine even accomplished writers would find it difficult.
They're unlikable and quite one-dimensional, weren't they? As well,
Yes.
There's not a lot of depth or intrigue there.
But you're never scared for them as well. If they're supposed to be the protagonists, like think about Hannibal Lecter in the film Hannibal. Even though he's the bad guy, even though he is literally a cannibalistic serial killer, he's also the main character of that film, and when he's being attacked by Mason Verger, you feel something for him, you want him to succeed. Again, that's very difficult to do, and I don't think this film quite accomplishes it.
Amazing insight. I like that. You're kinder to the film than me. I quite dislike this one. I don't know, it's quite tedious. It's, as you say, it doesn't really go anywhere. If you want like video nasty and like perversity, you will get this in droves. But
what I will say, it was a long movie.
Yeah.
It was an hour and 45 minutes long. It could have stood to be an hour and 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
It would have accomplished everything that it accomplished.
Yeah.
There was a bit too many scenes that didn't tell us anything more than we already knew about the couple.
I feel like I'm like 23 hours into this marathon after watching that.
Yeah.
So let's get on to the next movie, and hopefully that will give us a bit of a pick up. But yeah, Island of Death, absolutely one of the most messed up, nastiest films on the list. But not a good film in my opinion, and quite tedious with it. Okay, time to find out what the 7th movie is in this marathon. Not gonna lie, Island of Death has kind of stone cold stunned me a little bit, and I'm feeling the effects of this. But let's see what we got next and see if this will give us a bit of a pick up. Alright, what number? Number 18. So, okay, one of the ones I absolutely wanted to get picked, and it's Dead and Buried, which is legit one of the best movies on this list. I can't wait to watch this. If you see, number 18, Dead and Buried. This is absolutely fantastic film. Very glossy, high production. Yeah, a bit of a deviation from the usual trash and exploitation that's on the list. So 7th movie in this marathon, Dead and Buried. Can't wait to get this one on. Okay, Dead and Buried. I tell you what, I need to text my girlfriend and thank her for this one, because this is a really good choice. Dead and Buried kind of really stands out on the list, as I just mentioned, as being slightly different in tone and the way it feels, and everything. It'd be good to watch this one again. Not seen it for a long time, but yeah, deals with kind of sort of small town paranoia and weirdness. So a bit of like a element of like 1950s, but with an 80s horror film, and does have its sort of genuinely nasty moments as well. So this is an all-round excellent film, and almost too good to be on the video nasties list, if I'm being honest. But yeah, great that we get to watch it. This is the first time watch for you.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this one, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, cool. So Dead and Buried, we'll let you know what we think of it later on. See, this movie just looks and feels like a slightly higher level up than a typical video nasty, if that makes sense. Just cinematography, just everything about it just has that higher production feel.
Yeah, the writing and the dialogue's really good so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've just got an observation to make about this movie being on the Video Nasties list. Now, I haven't watched every single film on the Videos Nasties list, but from what I've seen so far, it's like the censors were throwing darts at a dartboard and just whatever it hit, they were putting on the ban list. It's a real hodgepodge of films seem to have come on. Films that are like lurid and shocking and like deliberately gratuitous, but then other films with more literary merit, well-written films. It just seems completely random to me.
It does, and I think Dead and Buried, it's probably good that it was on the list because it gets the infamy, but it doesn't deserve to be on the list.
No.
Like, it's a legit, well-made film. I'm going to keep saying that when it comes to this movie, but it's just head and shoulders above maybe anything else on the list, and feels like a legit film.
Yeah. I mean, the Video Nasties thing was a moral panic. So you when somebody's making an argument out of fear, you can't argue with them. You can't say, "Oh, this film is a well-made film." They're like, "No, we must not let it. It's dangerous to children or whatever."
They may have seen that opening scene, which was quite strong, and thought, "Not for us," which is a shame because they're missing a very well-told story. I mean, I'm really intrigued by this. I can't quite remember what's going on in this little town, so it'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah, not watching movies like this is like somebody who only goes out in summer and they never see when the weather's bad. Yeah. Like people who don't watch horror movies, like they've never been out in a snowstorm or a rainstorm or something.
Yeah, so that's well put. Wow. Okay. Dead and Buried. Still as good as I remember it being. Like, that is a legitimately well-made horror film. I actually don't feel like I've watched a video nasty, in a really good way.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. Just
great storyline.
Great storyline, very intriguing. I won't go into the story too much because it's a very cleverly told tale of like mystery and intrigue as to what's going on in this little.
It's a lot of suspense.
Yeah, very much kind of, I think, tapping into like 50s like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, sort of enclosing paranoia, but with a bit of like 80s practical gory effects. But yeah, man, it's such a good film. If you've not seen Dead and Buried, and it does go under the radar a little bit, this gets like the Horror Hands recommendation. It may be the best made movie on the Video Nasties list. There's a handful of contenders. This is definitely one of them. I absolutely love this movie. It's really good. So, yeah.
It was a great example of gaslighting in a movie. The main character is like, if you know what gaslighting is, this is like the ultimate gaslighting movie.
Yeah, he was, I felt for the police, the main guy police officer in this. He was up against this really weird supernatural force.
It's kind of like him against the world, really.
Yeah. So, yeah, great film. And features a young Robert Englund as well, so... Great that Dead and Buried has been included in this marathon.
Can I just say, I am wimping out of this 24-hour movie marathon after this. We're going to go for a short walk,
Yeah.
just to stretch our legs, and then I'm going to go back for some much-needed beauty sleep, because I am not as much of a glutton for punishment as Bryn is. Yeah, mate, you've got a daunting task ahead of you.
Yeah.
Halfway through,
Yeah.
it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
Halfway through, yeah. So, as Daniel said, we're just going to go for a quick walk around the block to hopefully freshen me up a little bit.
If I get up early enough tomorrow morning, I'll come round and watch the last film.
Okay.
Or the last two, whatever.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here so far.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's been great. Really, really fun.
I will come back with what will be, I think, the 8th film. I'm starting to lose count. But, yeah, I think we're on the 8th movie next. So I'll come back to you very soon with that. Okay, guys. It is coming up to 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Starting to feel it now. Starting to feel tired. But I'm going to power on. That pesky island of death that really started to make me lose touch of reality. Dead and Babe was a nice palate cleanser, so let's see what direction we're going in next. Oh, number 71, right down at the bottom. What is that? Ah, okay. Zombie Creeping Flesh. So we get some crazy zombie action coming up. You can see right down the bottom, Zombie Creeping Flesh. I had this as Hell of the Living Dead, same movie, so we'll get that on next. So what is this, the 8th or 9th movie? Zombie Creeping Flesh. Let's do this. Okay, here we go with Hell of the Living Dead, aka Zombie Creeping Flesh, from the trash maestro Bruno Mattei. Good to get some of him in the marathon. So, yeah, this movie, I think I picked up this 4K last year, so I've watched this movie semi recently. I do enjoy it. This one is absolutely bonkers, but in a quite an entertaining way. So hopefully this will be a bit of a pickup. And yeah, I was hoping to get some zombie action in on this marathon. So here we go. So Hell of the Living Dead, Zombie Creeping Flesh. This one's just got underway. I'll let you know what I think a bit later. I love how the soldiers in this one look and dress exactly the same as the soldiers in Dawn of the Dead. Right, while Zombie Creeping Flesh is playing away, read out a few more of you guys' comments. FEK, hope you guys are doing okay. The FEK salute you, sir. This is going to be a treat. We'll be there for sure. Thank you guys for your support. Heather Smith, can't wait for this. Thank you for commenting. Jack David, I'm really looking forward to this. I'll be most interested in your reviews as the time passes, and I hope you revisit I Spit on Your Grave, which we have, and the Driller Killer. You never know, that might come up later. Thanks for doing this. Thank you, Jack, for commenting. Pete Priestley, can't wait. I'm thinking Night of the Demon, The Burning, Evil Speak, and The Fun House. Some good movies there. We have watched The Burning, so hopefully you enjoyed that, Pete. Thank you for commenting. Planet Max Retro Review, thank you for your comment. You put, can't wait. Wish I was watching some of these with you, buddy. Looks like a great way to spend 24 hours. Well, you're here in spirit. Thank you for that, Planet Max. David Armstrong, looking forward to it. Hopefully you'll watch Madhouse, Absurd, or Zombie Flesh Eaters. Some great movies, whichever ones get chosen. Yeah, hopefully we may get some of them later on. Thank you, David, for that. Mac Daddy Bender Rodriguez, I think I speak for the whole horror community when I say yes. Can't wait for this one. Thank you so much for your support. Penguin Shredder, oh man, I don't think I could stay awake for 24 hours like that anymore. I'm 42, which isn't even that old, but sounds fun. Can't wait to see the video. Thank you so much. It is tough. I'm 38 and yeah, finding it hard. Daniel Smith, who was here earlier, you are a braver man than me, mate, for doing this. That being said, I'm really excited to be part of this. and can't wait to see the final video. Thank you, Dan, for being here. Guy needs his own channel. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Steve Collinson, last year was the first one for me and really enjoyed it. You also gave me a shout out because I voted my favourite horror of all time, The Burning. Looking forward to this one. Thanks, Bryn. Well, thank you, Steve, for returning for another marathon, and we did get The Burning again, so that's awesome. Brian Gilson, really looking forward to this. I love your marathons. Hoping you get to watch Contamination, The Boogeyman and Night School. Thank you. I really want to watch Contamination. I was actually hoping that one might come up. I haven't seen it for a long time and it's a fun one, so we'll see. H. Calvert, glad to see Horror Honey has taken her training well. She's a keeper. Thank you. She's referring to my girlfriend picking these movies. She is. Thank you very much, H. Ben Riddings, you put excellent. Thank you. Who else have we got? Lau, I took part last year and it was so much fun. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much. I'll read out some more comments later, but really appreciate you guys getting involved and supporting the marathon. It goes a long way when it starts to get tough like it is doing. Well, some good zombie action in this part of the movie. And I'm always impressed with this kid zombie here. He's better than most of the adults that are in this movie, to be honest. Alright. Okay, that is Zombie Creeping Flesh, aka Hell of the Living Dead. And that was a good pick actually. Good movie to put on whilst flagging, because this one is never a dull moment. A pretty crazy film. A bit of a weird one. It starts out very much like a sort of a zombie flesh eaters Dawn of the Dead rip-off zombie movie, and then goes a little bit kind of National Geographic because they venture out into the jungle and we get lots of like stock footage of indigenous tribes and exotic animals and things like that. You'd think it's going down like the Cannibal Mondo route, but it doesn't quite do that, and it goes back to its kind of Z-grade, low-budget zombie roots. Fun film, terrible acting and dubbing, but some good gore and some good-looking zombies in this one, and yeah, never a dull moment when it comes to Hell of the Living Dead. So good one to put on. It's give me a bit of a boost whilst feeling a bit tired. So yeah, good to see this one. This was, what was this, the 8th? Yeah, the 8th movie in the marathon. It's 3:10 in the morning. I'm going to go for a quick shower, see if that wakes me up, and we'll get straight on with the 9th movie in this Video Nasties marathon. Okay, can't say I feel too energised, unfortunately, but let's keep this show going. Let's find out what the next movie is that we will be watching. Right, what number have we got? Oh my gosh, I'm so tired I can no longer open these pieces of paper. Right, 22. Let's see what 22 is. Oh, okay, wow. Things are going to get very weird. Next up is Devil Hunter. The crazy Jess Franco movie. Been a while since I've seen this one, but yeah, 22. Devil Hunter. Gosh, yeah, this one might just tip me over the edge with the whole weirdness of this one, but let's see how we get on. Next up, Devil Hunter. Okay, here we go with the ultra weird Devil Hunter. Seen this a couple of times, and from what I remember, it's like this jungle set movie where these women just get sacrificed to this this guy. He's like this really athletic black guy with these really strange pulsating eyes. I'll try and get him in the video when he comes on. Just typical Jess Franco, all over the place, somewhat incompetent filmmaking. Rather incomprehensible in parts, but I'll give it another try and see what's what. This is the 88 Films Blu-ray, which is a pretty nice release for this movie. actually. So yeah, we're underway with Devil Hunter. What's this, like the 9th movie I think in the marathon. It's just gone 3:30 in the morning. I think I need to break out the Red Thunder energy drinks, which I'm probably not going to like all that much, but they're a bit of a necessity right now. Yeah, this is where it starts to get pretty tough, pretty tiring, and it doesn't get any better from here, to be honest. But I've had the shower, I've got the energy drinks, and I'm watching Devil Hunter, which I don't know, might just tip me over the edge. Oh. Anyway, I'll come back in a bit and let you know what I think. This movie stars the ever reliable Al Cliver, who's an underrated name in the world of Italian horror. And I have to say, well, this Blu-ray looks fantastic. The colours of the jungle and everything look really good. It's a very good transfer for such a movie. Oh, there's the boggly-eyed guy. Looks kind of cool. Sort of like ping pong balls, I think, over his actual eyes, but it is a pretty good look. Okay, that is the end of Devil Hunter, the 9th movie in this marathon, I believe. So yeah, Devil Hunter, difficult to know what to say about this one, difficult to sort of classify as a film. It's very much like a jungle horror, but quite a bit going on in it. There's a whole like kidnapping storyline where Al Cliver's going after this woman who's been held hostage by these like petty crooks, but at the same time there's the googly-eyed guy who goes around munching on the guts of sacrificed women. A very crazy film, a good one to watch actually at this stage of the marathon, because it's so bonkers and outrageous that it does kind of keep you a little bit alert to what's going on. But yeah, crazy movie. I think my favourite review I ever heard of this movie was, I think it was from Stephen Thrower, who said when he watched this movie he had to check that nobody had slipped hallucinogenics into his tea. Which I just love, because yeah, it's such a crazy film. So yeah, good to watch this one. This one has kept me going a little bit until 5:30 in the morning. It's just slowly starting to get light. As I say, this was the 9th film in the marathon. Let's get straight on to the 10th. Right, 10 movies into the marathon. Let's find out what the 10th movie is going to be. I think that energy drink's giving me a bit of a boost, which is good. Right, number 5, which is, oh gosh, okay, carrying on with the absurd weirdness of this list. Next up is The Beast in Heat. Oh my goodness, yeah, what a time to watch this one. So yeah, number 5, The Beast in Heat. Gosh, how do you even explain this one? One of the kind of the weird SS movies with this strange sort of little guy who just acts all crazy and violates women, from what I remember. Let's get this one on. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is going to be an experience this far into the marathon. But yeah, next up is The Beast in Heat. Right, here we go with the 10th movie of the marathon, The Beast in Heat. Oh my lord. So this is pure exploitation horror. Difficult to even describe this one without probably sounding offensive, but yeah, this is this sadistic female SS guard who like just messes with and tortures prisoners, but she has this like feral dwarf character locked in a cage who she throws unfortunate women to him to have his way with them. Absolutely crazy film. I think it's been a long time since I've seen it. I remember watching it and I guess just being taken back by the sheer absurdity of this one. It's a pretty nasty movie, but so bonkers and outrageous. It's difficult to take it seriously. But wow, yeah, this one. Gosh, when my girlfriend asked me what movies came out, it's gonna be a lot of fun trying to explain this one to her. But anyway, just gone 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, we're on with The Beast in Heat. We are definitely having a wild time so far with these movies. I'll come back later and let you know how I'm doing with this one. Right, I'll read out some more of your guys' comments while this gloriously insane movie is on. Atomic Snack Bar, you say, I tried a 24-hour Horror Hands marathon once. The city shut it down though, said it was too studly and llama-centric. Yeah, very few people can withstand a 24-hour Horror Hands marathon, I imagine. Thank you for the comment. Howard Barker, excellent idea for a theme, Bryn. I hope The Beast in Heat makes an appearance. It's doing that right now. Particularly 20 hours in when you're getting delirious from tiredness. It may tip you over the edge. It may do so. Yeah, this is just, what a film. Monkey Tube, come on, House by the Cemetery, let's go. By the way, you go in this one alone or do you have a guest or guest planned? Well, as you can see, Daniel came round for a lot of it, which was awesome. And yeah, House by the Cemetery, maybe there's it'll make an appearance. There's still time. We'll have a look. Craig, what a brilliant idea. Thank you, Craig. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's highly possible you could be watching some classic video nasties along with some dreadful ones. That's what I like about it. You've set yourself a huge challenge. Good luck with it. Thank you so much, Craig. And yeah, if there's one thing that this kind of reminds me of, it's the variety of video nasties. There is a whole bunch of weird and wonderful movies and different kind of movies. Christian Bell, I love that era, pal. Smash it, mate. Thank you, Christian. Saw Boss, The Beyond, Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, and The Fun House on the list by accident. Yeah, all those movies are great. The Beyond would be a good one to see. I do like that one. BBB, look forward to it. Load up on popcorn and coffee. I have been doing. Thank you for that. Eel Ponner, Lee, brilliant, Bryn. I remember me and a couple of mates doing this in the late 80s with several nasties. Cannibal Holocaust, For Rocks, Zombie Flesh Eaters, Texas Chainsaw and Evil Dead. There was a thunderstorm in the evening. Don't think we made it past 12 hours. Unhinged is my favourite nasty, so I hope it gets chosen. Well, that sounds like an amazing evening with the thunderstorm, and we did see Unhinged, first movie on the list, so hopefully you enjoyed that, Lee. Who's next? Aliyah Sassaville just put yes. Thank you for that. Mighty Sauce, can't wait. Thank you. JW, there you go. What a guy you are. Thank you. You should watch Beast in Heat and The Beast Within. Well, Beast in Heat, 2 mentions now. I am watching that right now. Hudson, okay, you had to make a Nottingham Forest joke. Will the Forest Yeovil 4-5 match be included? That definitely was a horror show, but no, it won't be on tonight. Thank you, Hudson. And Tim Lodge, you might turn into a video nasty after 24 hours. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a bit rough, so yeah, that very well could happen. Again, thank you so much, guys, for commenting. I'll get to some more later on in the marathon. Oh, I'm so tired. I've got no idea what these guys are going on about. Oh, since it is actually morning now and getting light, I suppose I'll have some of my chocolates chocolate cereal. Although this movie probably put you off a little bit if you're eating, but we'll see how we go. There is said beast in the heat. Crazy. Oh gosh. Okay. The Beast in Heat, the 10th movie on this marathon, and a movie that I'd recommend to nobody, if I'm being honest. Gosh, at this stage it's hard to articulate what I think about these movies, but this one in particular, I'm not really sure what this movie was getting at or the story. It's got a bit of kind of like war fighting footage, some quite nasty torture scenes, and then the weird beast in the cage guy. But kind of just, I don't know, unless you're into really crappy films that are completely un-PC, this one is very, very difficult to signpost to anyone. Just kind of generally made in poor taste. Not that I got a bit of a kick out of it with my weird film taste, but yeah, absolutely crazy film. One that I think definitely it's one of the more warranted video nasties on the list, Beast in Heat. So there we go. So we'll get straight on to the 11th film in the marathon. It's just gone 7 AM, very much light here. So yeah, moving into the later stages of the marathon now. Okay, trying to find out what the 11th movie will be in this marathon. Let's see what number I pick out. Oh, 47. 47, what number is this? Ah, okay, interesting. Now, next movie we'll be watching is Late Night Trains. So, yeah, 47, there on the list. Yeah, Late Night Trains, been a long time since I've watched this one. This is kind of similar to Last House on the Left. It had a very sort of similar storyline where these girls are kind of violated on a train by these unpleasant people, and I think they take refuge in the girl's parents' house, who find out about this and dish out their own form of justice. I think the director claimed he'd never seen Last House on the Left at the time, so seemingly a coincidence that the plots were so similar. But I do remember enjoying this movie, so yeah, that's not a bad pick at all. So next movie on the list, the 11th movie in this marathon, is Late Night Trains. Okay, here we go with Late Night Trains from 1975. And this is a good pick because it's not a movie that is really on my radar all that much. I have seen it quite a few years ago, and I do remember enjoying it. It's just not a film that I have returned to since then, so it would be nice to reevaluate this one. So Late Night Trains, also known as Don't Ride on the Late Night Trains, and I have it as Night Train Murders. So yeah, got a few titles, but as I say, similar to Last House on the Left in terms of the story, but I don't remember any more of the details, so we'll see what it's like. I'll come back to you a bit later and let you know what I'm thinking. Ennio Morricone does the music, which is interesting. But I'm going to go and make a coffee just to try and give myself another boost. And yeah, we'll see what I think of Late Night Trains. If the blonde lady there looks familiar, she played the psychic lady at the beginning of Deep Red. I remember the director saying he shot a lot of the movie in this blue light because when he was a kid and he used to ride the trains at night, the carriages would have this blue hue in them. So he wants to add that into the movie, which is a nice touch. Okay, late night trains or night train murders. So yeah, that's a good film. I don't think anyone would say it's the best movie on the Video Nasties list. It's not the nastiest movie on the Video Nasties list, but it's a decent watch. If the director really hadn't seen Last House on the Left, it's very uncanny because it is virtually the same story, just the bulk of it takes place on the train where these two young women are tormented by these petty criminals and then killed, and then, as I say, they end up at the parents' house who dish out their own justice. So yeah, absolutely the same. Who knows whether it's based on that or not, but yeah, decent movie is Night Train Murders, and the 11th movie in this marathon. I reckon I can get another 2 films in, which will be 13 in total. So let's see what the 12th movie is, and yeah, keep this going. Right, here we go with the 12th movie on this marathon. Let's see what it is. Right, so number 13. Which one is this one? Oh, right. It is actually a favourite of mine from the list. Things are going to get good here. Next movie up is Cannibal Ferox. Maybe my favourite Italian cannibal film, actually. So yeah, we're going strong with this one. You can see number 13 was Cannibal Ferox. Yeah, wow, that's perked me up just a little. So yeah, next movie on this marathon, Cannibal Ferox. Okay, here we go with Cannibal Ferox. What a great movie. As I say, one of my favourites from the Video Nasties list, and right up there was one of my favourites of the Italian cannibal movies. So yeah, Umberto Lenzi's 1981 cannibal movie, where they go into the jungle, and like all of these movies fall foul of cannibal tribes. So very gruesome, very violent. Fortunately, we do have a bit of animal cruelty to contend with in this one, but yeah, definitely a strong one for the Video Nasties marathon. Time is it? It's just coming up to 9 AM. So yeah, hopefully, even though I'm super tired now, I can enjoy this movie, because yeah, it is a favourite of mine. I'll go through some more of your comments. This should be all of them in this batch. So Shane Kirkley, good luck to you, Bryn. Thank you. This could turn out to feel more like 48 hours than 24. I hope you get films like The Burning, Zombie Flesh Eaters, Tenebrae and Evil Dead. Well, yeah, we did get The Burning, so that's cool. Like I say, probably get one more movie in, so might get one of those others. Thank you, Shane. Jason Taylor, awesome idea. Are you doing this one on your own, or is Steve coming back? So yeah, Steve from 80s Film Fan, he did the previous marathon with me. Obviously not in this video, but Steve's awesome. Hopefully he'll be in more of my videos in the future. I'm sure he will be. Professor Cliff Davenport, looking forward to an entertaining video. Hope you get some fast-paced fun stuff and not a load of dirge. Here will be my hopes for a fun playlist, and you've put Cannibal Apocalypse, Fight for Your Life, Island of Death, Madhouse, Werewolf and the Yeti, Late Night Trains, Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, Prisoner of the Cannibal God, Evil Speak, Nightmares in a Damaged Brain, The Evil Dead, Axe, Zombie Creeping Flesh, Cannibal Ferox, and Absurd. So yeah, we've got a few of them there, Cliff, so not too bad. Thank you for that. Hammer Joystick. Our club is a Video Nasty at the moment, Bryn. Yes, here's another Forest reference there. I think I did my previous video in a Nottingham Forest top. Rage Against My Hairline, if you're taking requests for video nasties, it has to be the Ebola syndrome. There is no nastier video nasty. Well, yeah, that one is a gross out movie. It's not on the 72 video nasties, but I'm thinking I might cover that one in a watch along in the next few videos whenever I get a chance to rewatching it. That'd be like a good extreme horror watch along with the Ebola syndrome. Popcorn and Horror, Ash, you give me a salute, thank you. Ian Turner, hey Bryn, this was the one I've been waiting for. Great selection system. I look forward to going nasty for 24 hours. Awesome stuff. Look forward to seeing the results. Thank you, Ian. Hope you did enjoy the video. And 12 Monkeys, great idea. Good luck. Hopefully the choices are kind. Thank you for your support. I think that's everybody. If I've missed your comment, I'm so sorry. Put it down to extreme tiredness. But thank you so much, everyone, for getting involved and supporting the marathon. One thing I do like about Ferox over kind of a Holocaust, for example, is it has a bit more of an adventure feel to it. It's got some very nasty moments in it. It delivers the goods in that respect, but I feel it moves along at a brisker pace rather than Holocaust, which is more of like just a grueling display of nastiness. Probably the reason why I go for this one a bit more. I'm going to crack open my second Red Thunder energy drink. The last one did give me a bit of a pickup, so hopefully this will do the same. So Giovanni Lombardo Radici, aka John Morgan, who plays the rather unpleasant guy there with the gun. Met him a few years ago at a convention, and he was a really nice guy actually. He signed a little Cannibal Ferox postcard that I had at the time. So yeah, nice, like sweet, gentle guy. Nothing like he is in this movie. Okay, that is Cannibal Ferox. We got Daniel back. Daniel's come back this morning.
I am.
So yeah, Cannibal Ferox. Yeah, it's a badass cannibal film. I did enjoy watching that again. One of the more nastier films on the list. Lots of like gut munching, the head being chopped off, cannibal spike traps and things like that. Definitely delivers the goods, and I do think it's a pretty decent movie in and of itself as well. I'm not going into it too much. I've covered it on the channel a number of times, and I imagine you either like this film or kind of pretty much detest it anyway. But for me, I do enjoy it. So that's the 12th movie in the marathon. It is 10:30 a.m. in the morning, so I'm gonna make a drink, make a coffee, and then probably get one more on the 13th movie. We'll find out what it is in just a moment. Okay, so we move on to the 13th and probably final movie of the marathon. Let's see what we're going to end with. Right, it's number 31. So if I have a look on here, 31. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Well, if we're going to end this, we are going to end this with a big one, a real tough one to get through. The last movie in this marathon is Faces of Death. Oh my gosh. This is going to be a slog. I'll show you. 31 is Faces of Death. I am a fan, but oh my gosh, this is going to be tough. But yeah, like I say, we'll end it on not necessarily a high, but an infamous one. So yeah, the 13th and final movie in this marathon is Faces of Death. Okay, here we go with the 13th and final movie, Faces of Death, the strongest one that I'm watching today. So we're ending with a real big gun. Oh, we'll turn it around so you don't see all the nasty stuff that's on. So I think the last time I watched this, I actually did a deep dive review on my channel, looking if it was still as impactful as what it was. From what I remember, I think certain bits of it still are, but some bits now are a bit schlocky and some of it just drags, to be honest. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one to end with, and no doubt about that. Is this the first time?
Yeah,
for you?
I don't know much about this movie other than that when I was like a teenager and first started getting into sort of video nasties and stuff, this film was almost like mythical
Yeah.
in terms of the content. Don't know whether I'll make it through all the way this one, so if I'm not here at the end, I apologise, but I'm going to give it a go and see if I can get through it.
Fine, it's definitely ain't for everybody.
The animal cruelty, I think, is going to be a big barrier for me.
Yeah, and it's quite early on, I think. It's like a block of stuff. So anyway, we'll come back to you and let you know how we're holding up through Faces of Death. So here we have our host of Faces of Death, Dr. Gross, who looks like he's wandering around in his kitchen rather than the suggested medical centre that he's in. But he's always found him to be a bit of a kooky fellow, quite likeable in a strange way. But yeah, definitely a bit of an odd bod. So we get into the infamous monkey brain scene here now. For anyone that was traumatised by this scene, it is a big, horrible looking scene, but it was fake. In fact, they used cauliflower and food colouring for the monkey's brain, so you can rest assured on that at least. So I'd say probably the first half an hour of Faces of Death is the hardest and toughest to get through. That's like all the animal moments, the scenes from the slaughterhouse and all the hunting and poaching, all real and very unpleasant to see. After that, it becomes a bit more spectacle and a bit more over the top. So, most of it after that, I believe, was sort of fake footage as we've come to know now. But yeah, the first half an hour is still pretty awful. One thing I will give Faces of Death is even the faked sequences still actually hold up pretty well and have a degree of like gritty realism to them.
I think it's written very well. It's like it's done like a straight documentary with a narrator, and it's got that sort of feel of an old school documentary that you don't get from modern documentaries, and I quite like it for that.
So we've got about 40 minutes of Faces of Death to go. This for me is like the droney part of Faces of Death, where it's somewhat interesting, but it's just talk really.
It's a series of vignettes with no real narrative structure holding everything together. I think that's its problem.
Yeah, so there's a few like cadavers and medical practices and things going on, but for me it's just droning on and approaching the 23rd hour of this marathon. It's tough. It's tough. This was tough in a different way. I thought this would be like graphically tough, but it's just kind of
You've reached saturation. You've watched so many horror movies. You've reached your saturation point, and nothing can shock you anymore. You're just now you're just bored.
Yeah, I'm afraid to say so. We're getting there. We're getting there. So this, for me, is where Faces of Death loses its credibility. The bit where it talks about parapsychology and life after death, and not that I'm poo-pooing that, but in this movie it's obviously fake and quite hackly done.
Yeah, it detracts from the authenticity of this film completely.
Yeah.
I was prepared to give this film a good review. I enjoyed it overall. I thought it was effective at what it sets out to do. But this has just jumped the shark for me. This has made it a bit ridiculous.
So there we have the surprisingly sentimental ending of Faces of Death. So that was certainly an experience to see that again. I am a fan. I do like Faces of Death. I love the impact that it had when it came out and the success it had on VHS. At times it is still pretty horrifying and hard hitting, but for some of it's boring. I have to say, I don't know if you had the same experience.
I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah.
The animal cruelty stuff I didn't care for at all.
Yeah, that's awful.
I thought it was a very well written film. That's all I was thinking as it was going on. The narration was really good.
It is. I think there's a bit of steam towards the end, but an hour and 45 minutes, it is
a bit
over
too
long. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a documentary style film. It's not really a film with a narrative. Like I say, it's a series of vignettes. It could have standard to be an hour long, maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, that has taken us till just after 12:30 p.m. So we started this at 1, so what's that, 23 and a half hours. We're almost on the 48-hour mark, so I'm going to finish it with Faces of Death. It's a good one to end with. So that concludes the 24-hour Video Nasties marathon.
Yes, and well done, mate. I couldn't hack it. Yeah, I'm a bit of a wimp. I don't want to wreck my body clock. I don't know how you've done it, to be honest.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to my girlfriend for choosing these movies, and thank you so much to you guys. If you've watched this video, man, I give you credit.
I've had such a great time.
Oh,
I've had such a great time. I've really enjoyed it.
It is fun on the whole. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. You're awesome for watching this. I'm going to go and recover, and I'll be back soon. So thank you very much, and stay tuned for more videos.